So everyone wants better results with AI, but the reality here is that most people are not using AI correctly and they view it as a silver bullet. And in this video, I'm going to give you just one practical tip that you can use to get better results with AI across ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, inside different AI automations, and so much more. So be sure to stick around for this entire video. And if this happens to be your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Ryan, and I help marketers, creators, and business owners learn how to leverage AI to save time, build an audience, and ultimately make more money online. And if you want to know what AI tools and prompts that I'm using, be sure to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide. This includes all my favorite tools, prompts, and templates that I'm using for marketing and content creation related tasks. You can get my free guide in the video description or pinned comment below. Now, the one practical solution that I've been using to get better results with AI is being extremely granular or detailed in my inputs. Now, duh, Ryan, that sounds obvious. Garbage in, garbage out. I'm not talking about coming to the free version of ChatGPT and typing in some long, immaculate prompt that you got from a prompt engineering course, thinking that that's going to solve all your problems. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being very granular with customized versions of AI, such as Custom GPTs, ChatGPT projects, Claude projects, Gemini gems, or even inside Make automations or any AI automation platform where we're coming into the text inputs and being extremely granular as we possibly can to get the best outputs. That is just one of the best practices that you should be leveraging in AI right now. And if you're watching this and don't know what a GPT is, or a Claude project, or a Google Gem, or even how to build an AI automation, I do have separate tutorials for each one of those that you can find in the video description below to get started before diving into anything further. So enough of me blabbering about this. I'm going to show you a real world example of how I'm being super granular or detailed in my AI inputs to get the best results as possible. And in this particular example, I'm using a Claude project to help me write my weekly AI newsletters or email newsletters. Now, every single weekend, I send out a newsletter by repurposing one of my long form YouTube videos into an email format. I do use Kit, formerly known as ConvertKit. If you want to sign up for my email list, I do send out a lot of good stuff. Obviously, I'm biased there. I'll leave a link for that in the video description below. But anyways, inside my project, and by the way, you can copy what I'm showing you inside a custom GPT, a chat GPT project, a Gemini gem. It doesn't have to be a Claude project. I personally just prefer Claude Sonnet 4 in terms of copywriting and content creation. I found that that's the best model for my use cases. I just found the outputs to be more empathetic, really just a personal preference there, but I wanted to point that out too. The very first thing that you want to do with whatever customized version of AI that you're using is you want to make your project instructions as granular as possible. I'm not talking about a couple sentences saying, hey, I write emails like this, or I want you to write emails like this. I'm talking about getting super detailed, right? With tone and I could probably even get more detailed than I'm doing right now. With tone and style, with purpose, structure and content guidelines, giving it specific word counts, right? I want it 400 to 500 words total in an email newsletter. Section specific instructions, subject lines, main topic, top AI news of the week to end it off. Engagement prompt, right? Getting a CTA at the very end. PS, sign off, additional instructions. This is where the secret sauce is though. Actually providing examples of what you're looking for or previous examples that did really well. So here's an example of a successful email for you to reference in terms of formatting. So I actually went in here and gave it a real email that I sent out that did very well in terms of a high click-through rate and also a high open rate. And speaking of open rates and subject lines, I even went down here and said, below are examples of high quality email subject lines for you to reference. I've also noted the open rates for each one. So I'm literally coming in here and providing every single email subject line that I've sent out from my newsletter when I started this about a year and a half ago. And I'm also including the open rate percentages attached to each subject line. Now, going forward, this is super important because if I ask for a subject line for a future email newsletter, or maybe I'm just using it to brainstorm 5 or 10 subject lines for a particular email, it now has something to reference with actual data on what worked. I also instructed it that, anything above 40 to a 50% open rate is very well. So I'm telling it what good looks like using the emoji towards the front, using something to pique the curiosity, right? Just giving it all sorts of this information that I'm literally coming into Kit, looking at my open rate percentages, and then frequently updating that Claude project with the relevant data, giving it some other points here, and then you would click save instructions when you're done. But that's another important point, is as you get more data and details, you want to be frequently coming in here and updating it so it has as much updated information as possible. And in addition to the instructions, we also want to make sure that we're updating quality knowledge to help train our project. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, you'll notice it has a lot of email examples. So after every single email goes out, I literally come in here, I copy and paste it, upload it to my project knowledge, so then it can now train on that particular email. I could probably add more things here. I'm adding more over time. What's cool about Claude is they just increased their project capacity. I'm only at 3%, where before this would have taken up at least half of the project capacity at least. So that's a really cool aspect of Claude projects now. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you want to provide as many relevant examples, as many relevant data points. This could be PDFs, this could be text files, this could be spreadsheets, really any form of data that you want to help train your particular project or GPT on, so you can signal it to, hey, this is good, or this is what good looks like. This is how I write. This is how I sound. We're trying to train this as much as possible, and by uploading knowledge, that's the best way to do that. Now, a few other quick points on why I really like Claude projects over GPTs or GEMs for this particular use case of email newsletters. They added MCP integration with the web app version, so I can now integrate various platforms right inside my Claude web app. And they also have custom writing styles. So if I wanted to create a custom writing style, maybe you can play around with this and do normal, concise, formal. You can click create and edit styles, create custom style, and you can even edit your own writing style. So that's just some other cool features that Claude offers that other platforms do not. So I hope you've learned something by now, and if you're still stuck on figuring out, well, what do I add for instructions? What do I add for project knowledge? You're not quite sure what to do. I'm going to show you a little trick that you could use if you have a long chat going. Now, I would assume many of you watching this probably have a super long chat inside ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, whatever LLM that you're using, and you could turn this into a customized version of AI where you could accomplish similar tasks in the future. Here's an example of a task where I had a super long chat in. So what you could do is come down to the search bar and say something like, task, I want to make a custom GPT for this task again in the future. Provide a name, short description, detailed instructions, one conversation starter, and ideas for what knowledge I should upload to train my new custom GPT. And by the way, I got this prompt inside my community under my bonus prompt section of my prompts database. It's only $1 to join. I just wanted to throw that out there of where I'm getting these types of prompts. So once I do that, I'd recommend being on O3, for instance. You can use 4.0 for this as well. I'm going to click enter and skip ahead, and let's see what this comes up with. All right, so in 9 seconds, you'll see I now have a new name, a short description, detailed GPT instructions that I could go in here, and I could even come back and say, well, make it more detailed, or here's my actual data that I want you to include in these instructions. So I would even make this more granular than what it's giving me, but this is a start. And then it's giving me ideas for a conversation starter, knowledge to upload for training, a banned words list, email drip sequence examples, LinkedIn post examples, SOPs, case study metrics, and so much more. You could obviously apply this to a project in Claude, a gem in Gemini, a space in Perplexity, or whatever other customized version of AI that you're using. And then what you would do is simply go one by one, copy and paste, start a new GPT, and then just go down the list and keep fine-tuning it. So I hope this tip helped you out to get started. And if we're looking past GPTs or projects, we could apply the same exact principles to AI automations. I know you guys have seen these crazy pictures of N8N automations, and oh my God, that looks so cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, if the inputs inside these modules are not good, you're not going to get good results with any AI automation, regardless of how cool it actually looks. So what I did in this particular example, this is my YouTube repurposing automation. I have a separate tutorial I'll leave in the video description below for this. But essentially what I'm doing is you'll notice I have different Claude modules. And right here I have create an email newsletter. So this automation repurposes my YouTube video into an email newsletter. So if I click this module in particular, you'll notice here that my text is extremely long. Right here, notice how I have all the open rates, or the subject lines, excuse me, along with the open rate percentages. I have an example. I have different other instructions that I have in here. Well, where did I get this? Well, all I did in this example is I came in here and I copy and pasted my project instructions and then pasted that into this automation module for Claude, right? That's just something that you can do. You can apply this to OpenAI, Gemini again, etc. But that's just something you can do if you want to take this to the next level and stop using projects or GPTs and start applying the same aspects to AI automations. So I hope this video helped you out, and if you made it this far, I truly appreciate you. I'll say it one more time. My number one tip for getting better results with AI is ensuring that your inputs are as detailed or are as granular as possible. Whether it's GPTs, projects, gems, automations, it doesn't matter. Whatever that customized version of AI is, it needs to be as detailed as possible. And again, if you found value, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are there any other AI tips that you guys have that maybe you want me to do more videos on in the future? Always want to hear your thoughts. But most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.